What's going on, y'all? It's Nick with Bear Family Farms. Clearing a new path on a new leased property. Trying to get the fence in here. Pretty thick area. Got to fill up with diesel here. Got low and I don't want to run out. So we're about to fill this back up. We've got a 6-foot shredder here. I'll probably do 2 passes with it. That gives me 12 foot, enough for the fence, and then enough to get the truck or Ranger or something in there to check them with. But this pasture is probably going to end up being about just under 40 acres. A lot of grass in here, but there is a couple areas where the creek runs around that gets pretty brushy. So we might run the sheep in here with the billies at the same time. Let the sheep eat down the grass a little bit, and the billies get after the brush. It'll be the first time we're going to be running the sheep and goats together in electric netting scenario other than on our home property. So be on the lookout for that.
Here we are putting diesel in, otherwise known as this time's gold. Oh, here's May, BFF May-day. She's one of our females. She's a lilac border collie. Thinks today is a little toasty for her. May, come here.
She just ran about 1.5 miles following the truck back here.
Say hi, May. Say hi to that coyote. May, we have big plans for May. We are going to be crossing her with our male Flynn. So she should have her first litter sometime this year. She hasn't come into heat or anything yet, but plan on at least having 1 litter out of her, see how those puppies do. She has a high drive. We haven't got her directions down yet. That's something that we're about to start doing, but she definitely has the will to do it, and she's a little more gamey. Flynn is a little bit more delicate, so we're hoping to put a little bit of grit on the pups with her personality. She's super sweet dog, would be a great family dog, really just happy-go-lucky. No huge complaints about her, but we're really excited to see what the pups look like and see how she does whelping them out. May, down. Okay, okay.
Well, I got another little 20 or so acres cut off. I got the path cut probably a good 12 feet or so, maybe in some areas 16 feet. Had to knock a lot of these dead mesquites down to get the path cut correctly and not have any tree limbs up in the way or potentially falling over the electric netting. But a couple hours worth of work. I got to, I don't know, let's say 25 acre, 30 acre little sections cut back. Might have to come through with the chainsaw and cut, you know, some taller limbs out of the way, or maybe some of the ones that I didn't want to knock over with the tractor because they were pretty good in the ground. But there'll be a lot of grass in this pasture for the goats. There's some good tree shrubs, oak trees, live oaks, post oaks. There's a couple hackberry trees in here. There's a couple different types of trees. There's some cedars trying to come back, but this whole area was actually sprayed by an airplane by the landowner. So all these mesquites are dead, but there's some underbrush starting to come back. So we're gonna come in here with the goats and take care of this underbrush for him. He does have some deer hunters here, so it'll probably only be a late spring, late summer lease. So kind of coming in here, trying to quick, fast, and in a hurry get some paths cut. That way we can utilize some of this stuff before the fall comes and the hunters come back in. Dogs really don't jack too much with the deer or the wildlife, usually because we have the fence up at all times, so it kind of keeps them contained. I'm kind of trying to go around their deer feeders and deer blinds, that way nothing like that ever gets in the way of anybody's hunting or anything like that. But shouldn't be too much of a problem because the animals will be off before the season starts. But pretty excited about this, getting the goats in here. It's going to be a fun time. A lot of it's actually not as heavily wooded as we're used to, so hopefully the netting goes up pretty quick. We will have to actually haul water in, probably. Back towards the back there is a big tank, but I'm not sure if we're going to be able to go up that hill and get netting around it, so I'll probably just haul my own water in on a 1,000-gallon water tank or 500-gallon water tank. It's not too far from the house. It's linear, probably only 2 miles, but if I had to use all the access roads and all that, it probably takes a good 20-30 minutes to get over here. And then the other pasture that we cut on the other side of this big hill and creek bed. We'll have to get water in there from the property that the goats are on right now. So the water situation is going to be a little tricky, getting them water, making sure they have water, and then having to check and make sure they always have water. But it's kind of the sacrifices you got to make. Got to make do with what's provided. If we got to haul water in, we'll haul water in. The old John Deere 5065E has been putting in some work today. I probably put a good, hell, I don't know, 6 hours on it. It did starting to get a little hot. It really shouldn't, it's a brand new tractor, but I have been working it pretty darn hard. I got an old, very old, probably from the 70s or 80s shredder, because I broke my last one. And I've actually broke it a couple different times, and I repaired it a couple different times, and it was beyond repair. So I got this one used, obviously, and it's a hoss. I love it. I got some wheel weights on the tractor here, and then I've got this skid steer adapter for this Euro type attach, and then I have a pair of pallet forks that I've just been knocking some of these old mesquites down with, and anything that kind of gets in my path.